Hi guys, welcome to Sarah Says. I had a friend the other day who was asking me how to find a good girl, and I've made a video similar to this before, but this video I want to focus on Meetup.com. Um, Meetup.com is a site that, it's not a dating site. It's not meant for you to meet a partner, but it can go that way. And this is what I mean by that. I've always said if you want to meet somebody that you want to date, whether you're a guy looking for a girl or a girl looking for a guy or same sex, vice versa, whatever, you want to go somewhere where they enjoy the same things that you do. So if you like hiking, go, on a hike and you might meet somebody hiking with you, or rock climbing at a facility or something like that. Hiking might not be the best example because a lot of times, unless you're dedicated to a group, you're not going to be able to meet somebody doing that. But that leads into my next point. There's a website called Meetup.com, and they're pretty much all over the US, and they're groups of people that get together and share a common interest. So when I moved states, I didn't know anybody, and somebody had suggested this website, and I thought, okay, well, I'll look into it. So I created a profile, some basic information, and they ask you questions. What do you like to do? So I said, okay, I like singing, I like art, I like museums, I like theater, I like to be outdoors, I like to be active. They even have groups for all ladies, like a ladies' night out, having drinks or whatever. So I put in all my interests, and then it popped up with a bunch of groups that they suggested that I might like. So I joined a 20s and 30s meetup group, like getting to know the area kind of group. I joined a hiking group. I joined a book club, and I joined a salsa club and various other groups. The thing is, you have to be brave enough to go to one of these meets by yourself if you don't have someone to take with you, especially if you've moved to another state and you don't know anyone. You're entering into already established territory. It's like being the new kid at school. People already have their friends. They already have their groups set up. So you have to make the effort to meet them. It's not going to be the other way around. So if you're like, oh, I don't have any friends, well, take it upon yourself to be a little more outgoing and go meet some people. So this friend who was like, I can't find a good girl that I like, or a girl that wants to do the same things that I want to do, actually met somebody through a meetup group. So this meetup group is, it's like a sharecropping thing. They go every Monday and they pick vegetables and fruits from orchards and farmers' fields and things like that, who have cooperated with this group to give the food to needy families. And then if there's a little bit extra, they get to take it home. So it's a volunteer work. If you want to meet a good girl, go volunteer for something, or a good guy. Go volunteer for something, because typically those people tend to want to give of themselves, and that's the type of person that you want to be with. Somebody that wants to give back and that cares about others. At least that's the type of person that I want to be with. You tend to meet really good people when you're volunteering for something. So go volunteer at an animal shelter, or a sharecropping thing, or a rebuilding of trails. And I have one friend, she worked with forget exactly what it was called, but they rebuilt trails and nature preserves and things like that. Volunteer. There's a bunny shelter by my house. Volunteer at the bunny shelter, something that gives of yourself. Because when you're like, oh, I can't find a girl, I can't find a guy, you're so focused on yourself that it makes you, you put out a desperate vibe when that's all you're thinking about. When you start to give of yourself and give back to your community, you're not thinking about yourself anymore, and you'll start to attract people to you that want to give of themselves too, and then you'll be sharing with each other. So if you don't want to join meetup.com, that's fine, but go volunteer somewhere if you're looking to meet a nice person. Or you could try a class, take a cooking class, or a language class, a night class for adults or something like that. And, you might meet somebody in a study group, but Like I said, Meetup.com is not a dating site. Don't go in with the expectation that you're going to find a date. Just go in with the expectation that you're going to meet people, you're going to meet friends, you're going to have fun, and eventually something might blossom out of that because you'll meet somebody who likes to do the same thing that you do. So I found some friends that like to salsa, so I can go to this meetup anytime, and they're expecting new people to show up, which is nice. It's different than, once you're part of the meetup group, the organizers are alerted that you're coming. They see your profile, so they know to look for you. They know that you're new, and you can even make little comments on there. There's a comment board and say, hey, I'm new to the area. Is there anything that I need to know? I'm coming out this time for the first time tonight. And they'll respond back to you. So it's different than just, say, finding a salsa club and going and hoping to dance with people. Here you're actually going, you're expected to come because you were RSVP'd. And they're looking for you, and they introduce themselves, and it's a lot more friendly situation. So I'm really liking this website. They send various different alerts. There's an adventurers group that I'm going tubing on the river tomorrow with a bunch of people. And from there, if you're outgoing enough, you can get different people's phone numbers and text back and forth. Or if they're not comfortable with that, you can start chatting back and forth on the message board. And then eventually you'll probably get phone numbers and Facebook pages and things like that where you can grow into a little bit more of a friendship. So anyway, if you're looking to meet new people, maybe you're in the same spot, but your friends have gone off to college, or all your friends are at college and you've left college and come back home, and you just feel like you need to expand your horizons and meet some new people, try meetup.com, or go volunteer somewhere and join a group like that you can eventually make a girlfriend or a boyfriend. But I mean, most importantly, you're making friends and you're giving of yourself. With meetup.com, it's not all volunteer stuff. It's a lot of fun stuff too. So you're just having a good time and being you at your best. So, all right. I hope that maybe helps some of you. It definitely helped me. Give it a shot. Meetup.com. Thanks for watching, Sarah Says. Two things I forgot to add. One is for meetup.com, there's various age ranges for all the different groups. The 120s and 30s meetup group was formed because they wanted a group that was a little more geared towards their age, because the other adventurers group, they were primarily in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. So if you are an older person, older than 20s and 30s, not that that makes you old, but if you're in the older age range, you can also find groups of people. The person who recommended this group to me was in her 60s. She was a client of mine, and she had just gotten divorced, and she said, man, I went from having something to do every night and somebody in the house to having nobody. And when you get divorced, some of your friends go with the ex and some of them stay with you, and most of them are still married, so they're not back out in the single world. So she said that meetup.com really helped her a lot because she had something new to do every night if she wanted to. And that leads to my second point. Once you join these groups, you are not committed to going to every single meetup. So don't feel like, oh my God, I joined this salsa group and now I have to salsa every week. You can go once a month if you want. You can go once every 2 months, however often you want. The only thing that they ask on the general website is that if you RSVP to something like a dinner, that you give them, as much advanced warning as you can before the actual time of the dinner, because they've made reservations and now you're messing up the reservations and the number of people at the table. But other than that, I mean, you can change your RSVP at any time. You can say yes to something, stick it on. You can click add to my calendar. It goes right to your Google Calendar, which is wonderful. And puts in all the information, the address and everything. And then if you decide that you don't want to do it, you can go right, there's an app for it too. You can go right into the app and you hit the RSVP no. Sorry, I can't go. You can leave a little message why you can't go for whatever reason. But yeah, so you have an app that can give you all the alerts. It'll tell you meetups in your area this week, and they're all catered to you for things that you like to do. And you can pick different groups that are different ages. We have a lot of people that go to wineries around here, groups that just meet up and drink wine and listen to to music, which is kind of fun. So anyway, I just wanted to add that about Meetup.com in case you were curious. So thanks for watching, Sarah says.